All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my lines right here again, okay? So GNUS has been trading this uptrend channel since long time ago. All right, I could even go ahead and draw the lines right there from September and so on and so forth, okay? So anyways, my lines doesn't have to be perfect. All I'm looking for is to touch as many candles as I can. All right, and the same thing as is happening on the top, I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. All right. So, anyways, so right here, as you see, Genius started doing the uptrend channel, right, to start trading within the uptrend. And my theory is that Genius now is playing technicals because we were about to break the channel that the channel we were in. We're about to break it right here, which this is a clear breakdown. Just the way you have a breakout over here candle, you had a breakdown right here. So the next day, Genus gave out a good news, right? And at that point, we went back in, okay, in the channel and started trading and started using the impulse pullback method, okay. At this point, it tried to try to break out and it couldn't, okay. It actually it was rejected by the top channel resistance. Then here, as you see this right here, you had people, a lot of buyers that are waiting for the news, the catalyst we currently got. The cool thing about this is the fact that I don't know if you guys remember, a long time ago, I said I will prefer for the for Genus to give us a candle right close to the channel because the next day most likely it will gap up. Okay, so at this point, the problem was the fact that this was a red candle. That doesn't count. You want a green candle for this type of things. Okay, so at this point, it got rejected. It came back down. And even I thought maybe, at this point, we'll see if it comes back to the back of the channel and then try to make its way back up. And when I started seeing all this, I noticed that Genius was consolidating. Okay. So the cool thing about this, all right, is the fact that we had a candle right here. So when I saw this, okay, I added even more shares at this point because this was going to happen in based on my analysis, right? Because now at this point we had a candle that is right close to the resistance and it was green at the end. Okay, so now that we got this candle right here, and as you see, it broke out of the channel. All right, so what happens with the people? Okay, what happens with the people that has not loaded and now they're looking to load up? Okay, the ones that when I told them back in here, like, load up all you can, and then you can make your way at least to 240. It was kind of not guaranteed, but it was most likely to happen than a breakout, right? But anyways, so if you're looking into load up more shares, like I said, I have loaded all the way through. I load because I'm expecting certain things. So I loaded up over here, I loaded up over here, I loaded up over here, I loaded everywhere because I believe in the company, and because of the catalyst, I understand there's going to be a breakout most likely, especially after consolidation right close to the resistance. So anyways, if you're looking into loading up into Genius, the safe way would be for you to go ahead and put a buy order, a stop limit buy order, at least 3 or 5 cents above the highest of this candle. And why is that? Because if Venus is due to actually go up, okay, it will actually it will do its thing. It may go down a little bit, but then it will make sure to go up and continue its trend. However, if you try to buy the shares, let's say, I don't know, you have for some reason you happen to see a pre-market that is trading at $2.60 or $2.70 or whatever maybe, and you say, I'm going to buy it, if Genus is not due to go up, it will just come back down, test the resistance, and try to make its way back down, which I see it less likely to happen because of all the news that we got from coming up on the 30th. So I do not see it happening, but if it does, that, by you loading up, try to cheat, and just because you saw it at $2.70 on pre-market, let's say if that happens, I don't really think it will gap down. I have more, in my opinion, it has more probabilities to to gap up than gap down. But if it happens and you try to buy it and it's at $2.75, $2.70, and that's how it opens, it has a chance that instead of going up, it could fake you out and actually come back down and try to test this resistance right here. So that's the reason I'm saying to go ahead and put a buy order. I understand you get to buy it at a higher price. However, you kind of secure yourself just in case, you don't tank with it, because if it tanks on it, it will never reach you. So that's an option, up to you. Again, the only thing that makes me think that it's going to gap up is because we are at 749, 10 or 750, and right now we're at 284, meaning we're all the way up over here. Okay, so at that point, it makes me think that at least either it's going to maintain itself, okay, and we have a really good chance to gap up tomorrow, or at least maintain itself and make its way up, which that will be the greatest thing to do. Okay, because the thing about this, you don't want big candles, you always want small candles, because at that point it's like an organic trend up. Okay, so anyways, so going back over here, so what could happen with GNUS at this point? So when you have when you break out of a channel, okay, no, right here, when you break out from a channel, all right, you have two options. One that is going to continue to go up, okay. The other one is going to try to come test this support, and at that point, if enough people are here, it will try to bounce back. Okay, so those are going to be obviously the two likelihoods to happen. Now, do I see GNUS coming down to the channel tomorrow, Thursday or Friday? I really doubt it. I would say that's 10% in my imagination for that to happen. Okay. So another thing is that once you have a channel that breaks out, most likely the stock could even come back down here. It could try, and it's going to start doing other different type of trends. You coming back and start doing another channel, I don't think so, but it will start doing its own thing. And it could get to the point, remember, as time travels by, this keeps going up and up, right? It could get to the point where the actual resistance eventually could meet up with GNUS, all right, and then bounce back again. So those are things that could happen. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if by then we're dealing with a $3 channel resistance, technically that will prevent GNUS from go back unless there is like really bad news and all this other stuff. So what I'm saying is that if GNUS, let's say this is March 30th, okay, and obviously, a lot of people are here because they are trying to make profit. So a lot of people are going to sell off depending on how big the news is, right? You're going to have people that sells off a day before. You're going to have people that they kind of have that speculation that it's going to be a big news, and those are the ones that are going to stay in. So most likely that day, if the news is not that big, most likely it will come down depending on how far away we are from this resistance, and then we're going to try to come back down, and we're going to try to touch it. Since we've been here and trading for a few times, okay, most likely this will become our support at that point. So again, so that those are the likelihoods to happen. So if you're here, and if you actually let's say you bought tomorrow and everything went great, and Wednesday made it go up, and Thursday went up, and Friday and Monday went up, and so on and so forth, and then Tuesday was a sell-off because of A, B, or C reason. I don't know, I can't see the future. Let's say that is an option to happen. Then again, the usually the sell-offs happens to find a support, okay? And at that point, the first support would be, for my opinion, it's going to be this guy over here. First, it's going to be Fibonacci levels, but most likely it will come back over here at this previous resistance, because that's what they do. So let's go ahead and take a look on other charts, okay? Fimbis. So if you have something, I don't, let's see. Okay, so let's go. No, I know one that AKTS. All right, guys. So right here, let me go ahead and remove all the drawings so you guys understand kind of what I'm talking about. Clear drawing sets. Yes. So do you guys see that this was a consolidation for months, for April, May, June, July, and so on and so forth? You don't see it now, but if I go ahead and draw these lines over here, you're going to see it now. Okay, so this, I used to day trade back and forth this guy over here. So I was very happy when I started learning all this. I was very happy at this time just buying and selling up until the time, okay, that he actually gapped up. And as you see, I'm not saying that this is what GNUS will do. I'm not saying, because I don't want to give nobody hopes, okay? But this is one way of when, when you have been in consolidation for such a long time within a channel. This is a horizontal channel. The GNUS is in this case is an uptrend channel. Okay, so it's it's not two different things. It's the same thing. It's just different. Different. Hold on, just give me a second. KTS. Different positions in this case. All right, so as you see, once you break out, okay, this is the signal, the Batman signal for all the rest of the investors, because you get investors for every single thing. You got investors that loves doing breakouts, okay, and they put all their money, okay, and remember what I told you about, you put 5 cents or 3 cents above the previous channels, what's it called, high point. So in this case, why? Because if the stock is due to go up, most likely, yeah, it could open up a little bit lower than here, but then it's going to make its way up if it's due to go up. If it's not due to go up, it will actually open here and just tank down and come back down to the channel, which in this case, like I said, we got hype with GNUS, we got volume with GNUS, everything looks right for GNUS. So anyways, and this, again, like I said, you will have a different trend. It could look like whatever, okay? It's not going to make another awesome channel type of thing where you can buy and sell as soon as you find out it is a channel. So do you guys have any questions?
Hey, where do you think right now a good buy is at? You said around possibly, just out of opinion, down around 270, 275.
Like I said, for you to be safe, okay, you're a long-term investor. Okay, you're like
Yeah,
me. You got your extra shares too, right?
yeah,
So I guess these are gonna be your swing shares, just like me, that I have my swing shares too. So, anyways,
yeah.
okay, so since you're already in it, okay, so my opinion is that whatever price you see it as, anything that is below this wick for you, it's fine. Why
I
is
can't
that?
I can't
Because,
read that. It's so
oh,
tiny. I
okay,
can't,
anything. Okay, so the
like
highest
the
that it went
numbers.
the highest that it went today, it was $2.96. That's the highest. So
Okay.
anything below all of
Yeah.
that, I mean, if you find it at 260, great, because we're close to a support. This was a resistance that now
Yeah.
is going to become a support, right? So
Okay.
anything
Gotcha.
below that, that will be amazing. So, but
Okay.
again, if you are like, damn, I don't want to be in this stock anymore, whatever, whatever, then at that point,
Yeah.
all you do is that you put your buy order at 298 or 297, somewhere in
Mm,
those lines. If GNUS is due to go up, it will open up at whatever price and it will make its way up. If it's not due to go
okay.
up, it will just open up at whatever price and you will have a red candle.
All right.
All
Gotcha.
right. So I'm like I said, I bought here and I just buy. I just keep buying because I understand that the hype is there. A lot of these courts are talking about GNUS, nothing but GNUS. And people are thinking that this is going to go to $10, which it could really do, to be honest. Because usually when you're a chart reader and when you got a lot of money, you start looking at resistances, and your resistance is around $3.60. The next one is going to be like around, I know this one is one like $5.25, somewhere in here,
Hmm.
around along these lines. And the next one for me, okay, it's going to be this guy over here. Wix, I don't count Wix, to be honest. So that's why people are saying, oh, it's going to go to $10 or whatever it is. So again, as of right now, it was easy money. Okay, when I told you guys right here is like buy, sell, do your thing or whatever you may think, like reload right here. But now that it broke out, I can't tell you what else to do, because at that point, again, look at this. Once it breaks out, you don't know what the stock is gonna do. And again, this was a happy ending. There are some stocks, okay? There are some stocks. Let me see if I can find any. Okay. There are some stocks that they break out and they come back right down to the resistance, which is now support.
Dad
So
will
but
take you
but
outside.
can you mute yourself, please? But at this point, Genus, the difference is that Genus has a good catalyst. Let me see. Um, okay, the good thing about Genus is the fact that Genus do have a catalyst, and because it has a good catalyst, at least we know up until the 30th that will, at least the 29th, most likely something, it will keep going uptrend, in my opinion. I don't think this is going to stop here today or tomorrow or Friday. I think it's going to be Monday. The big players are going to be, some people that are not attached to Genus, but since they know Marvel is in there and Marvel is Disney, and again, they have like serious talks with them. Lawyers are involved. So when you, I mean, a fluff, I don't think a lawyer will be involved for a fluff. So I think
You're,
it's more
you're
than just
you're
anything else.
you're right about that. But we have two announcements coming. We have that, and plus earnings is going to be the next day, isn't it? Or are they going
Yeah,
to
the
do it
only
all at
thing is that
once?
earnings, in my opinion, is not going to be the greatest because we did dilute it right here. Let me see. This is a dilution, which means this is Q4. Was it Q4? Yes. Which means it's going to show up right
We'll see
now.
a little.
Huh?
Yeah,
Well, this is
we'll see
dilution
a
as far
little
as the
bit.
candles, but that's like 37 million shares or something like along those
Yeah,
lines. So
yeah.
that dilution is going to show up on your income statement, and in your income statement is going to show you as a net loss because it's definitely going to be bigger than what the revenue is.
Yeah, and then also I think the revenue from the Rainbow Ranger sales is comes in that fourth quarter because that's when they were supposed to they sold all the
Yes,
merchandise
but
around
the
that
thing
time.
is that if you really look at it, Rainbow Rangers, I think they get sold off by like 1, 2, 3 millions the most or less.
Oh,
So
okay,
don't think it's
gotcha.
that much. Yeah, trust me, I looked
Yeah,
into every single detail with Genius.
yeah,
So I'm already done with DD because I researched every little detail, right? For me to stay there
gotcha.
and not taking my losses and go away. But I researched every single detail, and now I notice that it gets to a point where fundamentals it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is the chart, and that's the reason why I
Yeah,
switched from DD to chart.
yeah. So the kicker is Disney. Actually, I mean Disney is involved in the whole thing, so it should be interesting. It's not going to be a fluff.
Oh no, I don't think it's a fluff. A lot of people are thinking it's a fluff, and a lot of people are forgetting that Andy, first of all, hasn't talked about the business model for you Stanley Universe LLC, because that's a different company, by the way, is an
Hmm.
LLC, right? So
Yep, yep.
Andy hasn't talked about that. Andy needs to talk about also the merchandise, which should be coming out pretty soon. Okay, and
Hmm.
again, I really thought that maybe Alibaba was going to put their hands into it. Never thought of Marvel. Really, I never thought of Marvel. And now Marvel
Yeah.
is into it. Marvel have made all these different comics and all this other stuff that they're pros at it. So, in my
Hmm.
opinion, who's going to be doing all of this, helping out Genius with all this stuff, is going to be Marvel.
Hmm.
So that's my thing,
Yep.
which for me is big. Why? Because a lot of people now are going to start speculating. Marvel creates billion-dollar
The-
movies. So
yeah, they're the number
after
one revenue producing
exactly,
movies. Yeah.
exactly. So most likely, eventually, Genus, even though Genus, this whole Stanley Universe is it's a partnership with POW. it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
There's still going to be, I mean, all you need for us to make money, you just need like 200 millions or something along those lines, or even more. Obviously we want all of that, because right now
Yep.
we're where we are, and all we're making is like, what is it, $750,000 a quarter or something along those lines. So, and we
Yeah.
are able to hold these prices. So imagine now that we're making millions after millions after millions,
Yep.
and even people are saying, oh yeah, but now they have to share with Marvel. It doesn't matter. It does not matter, because you're talking about 200 characters of a Stanley universe.
Hmm.
It's just like when
It's
huh.
it's a secure future.
Oh yeah, and right now people were not making, they thought I was going crazy or whatever, but it's just something that people hasn't realized. There are no superheroes out there. And all the superheroes the kids know is our superheroes, my age superheroes. So right now they're trying to get that legacy into it. So once you start adding
Hmm.
those things together, then you have a lot of, Genius can expand so much more than to what it is. So that's the reason I care less about them using my shares. And that's what I said to a lot of bears. I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't care. They can use all my shares they want. As long as they expand, I'm okay with it. So as of right
Yep.
now, a lot of people are just playing the chart right now. They're just playing to make a quick profit. But this down the road, within, like, I would say, okay, so it usually takes 5 to 7 years for a hit of a cartoon to develop. So at this point, if we're talking about Stanley Universe characters just being created now, starting the creation, and they start getting it takes like 2 to 3. Well, Andy makes it fast, because normally it takes 4 years for them to be created, but Andy makes it so fast that he's like, I think 2 years, 2 years and a half, and he creates all this craziness, all these cartoons or whatever. So he's one of the fastest there is. So the thing is that most likely I would say, like, it will take probably what, the next 2 years to develop the first, all these characters, not all of them, but little by little, right? First is seven, then the other seven, so it's going to take at least 2 years or whatever. But meanwhile, superhero kindergarten is happening. So that's the one that's, in my opinion, is going to start creating all the revenue for them to later on, for superhero kindergarten and, cartoon channel with the advertisement or whatever, kind of sustain what's coming
Well, and
up.
Shaq's Garage is going to
Shaq's
push it
Garage
over
is
too,
20,
because
right.
Shaq's involved here in Atlanta and a lot of businesses, and he's extremely successful. So
Right.
I
So, but
see
that's
this
going
as
to
being
be
something
like,
very good.
right, that's going to be 2022 for it to come out, for it to be popular. It takes about 4 years or so for a cartoon to become
Hmm.
popular, whatever it is. So then after
Hmm.
that, you're going to start doing the math where you have, Superhero Kindergarten, Shark's Garage, and all this craziness about all these new superheroes going out there massively. So, anyways, again, that's why I said, like, my long shares are the ones that are going to see the ups and downs of this whole thing, but my other shares, are the ones that I swing trade. So that's pretty much what I can tell you guys about all this here. But yeah, these are going to be your again. Obviously, at this point, we can go up, or we can even go sideways, right? We can go sideways, which I don't see it happening. But again, the my issue, to be honest, is the fact that we did a long wick, meaning we traded all the way up to 296. I wish we traded all the way to like 255, 266, somewhere along those lines, because it's easier, because Earth, okay, I always call it Earth, okay, so Earth is right here. This is my support now. So at that point, whoever wanted to get in, right, it's right here and above. Now, the big players, or whoever that does professional trading, for them to get in, they're going to be getting in right here. So all that money is going to be sitting over here, and Genius has to make its way to go up to get those investors, so it could move along the lines. So that's the way this whole thing works. Okay, so now, I mean, the good thing is that we are actually, what, we're at 283. So we're okay, because we're right here. So hopefully tomorrow we are trading at around 295 pre-market or so. So in that way, it's easy for those traders to say, okay, that's fine. Even though this is a long wick, I'm still going to get in, because myself, okay, and you can see any of my students, I always say, hey, if you see anything like this, I mean, put your buy order, very close to earth, because at that point, for you to get in and for some reason it actually goes there and it brings you down and starts tanking, it hurts because it's a lot of money right there. So at this point, me personally, again, I will try to get in if I can, obviously at 265, 266. But the good thing is that we finish right here, and most of the big players are going to be right here, the ones that are going to be trading a breakout, because as you see right here, I have in my scanner, I got breakout plays. So I normally scan for those, and if I see a clean breakout, most likely my money is going to be there. And just like me, it's going to be a bunch of other traders that do that type of charts. So anyways, but that's pretty much it. Any other questions?
That's all I got. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, guys. All right, take care. Bye bye.
Thanks, Yolanda.
You're welcome.